وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَى. Allah speaks about the night and about that which it shrouds so mysteriously. وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا تَجَلَّى. And Allah takes an oath by the day and by its bright light, nothing concealed, nothing shrouded. How different they are, the night and the day, how different they are from each other, the night and the day. And then Allah goes on to say, وَمَا خَلَقَ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنثَى. That in the same way that I created the night and the day, so too did I create the male and the female. That in the same way that I created the night and the day, so too did I create the male and the female. In other words, the male and the female are different from each other, as different as are the night and the day. Inna sa'yakum lashatta. You are functionally different, says Allah in the Quran. You are functionally different. There is an intense attraction between the day and the night. The day fulfills his job all through the day. And then at the end of the day, the day approaches the night. Intense attraction, like electricity between them. They are inseparable, the day and the night. And when the day approaches the night, there is such electricity, such excitement that the sky is painted in a riot of colors. Don't you see it every night? Every sunset? Every sunset is a message from Allah of the attraction between the day and the night. And when the day reaches the night, the day plunges into the night like a ball of fire. And then all through the night, there's a time for rest. There's a time for sleep. There's a time for love. There's a time for worship. And then there's a time to say goodbye. Why am I spending so much time on this? And when the time for goodbye comes, the night holds on to the day. The night does not want him to leave. When he came, it was a ball of fire. And now when he's leaving, he has to extract himself from her embrace. And the light comes little by little at the dawn. Surely in this there's a sign for a people who ponder and reflect. That when the day is day and when the night is night, then Allah's creation works wonderfully. That was 100 years ago. But guess what has happened these last 100 years? The Prophet said, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, he said, the last people to come out to Dajjal will be women. And a man would have to return to his home and tie down, coercively restrain his wife and sister and daughter to protect them from being seduced by Dajjal. What kind of a seduction? He said that women would dress like men. Do you want to see them dressed like men? Go to the bank. Do you want to see women dressed like men? Go to the bank. Go to any office today, 100 years later. Sister, don't be annoyed with me. I have a job to do. And you see them in jackets and trousers. I went to a hotel in Indonesia, in Jakarta, and I saw them all in ties. Is this happening by accident? If you believe that this is happening by accident, you got peanuts in your head. Will you not think? Will you not think and ponder and reflect about these mysterious and calamitous events which are unfolding these last 100 years? Why is she dressed like a man? Why would a woman want to dress like a man? Why? Answer: because she wants to assume the functional role of men in society. That's why. Don't be annoyed with my answer. And as she assumes the functional role of men in society, who's going to take care of the children? In Singapore, the night has already become day. In Malaysia, the night is struggling to become day. In Indonesia, the night is still night. So when she seeks to assume the functional role of men in society, my question is, who is going to take care of the children? Who is going to take care of the children? The answer is, you need a slave, woman. You need a slave. Because you're not going to pay her a wage which is just. No. No Singaporean woman will work for the wage that the Indonesian slave has to work for in Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore. No Singaporean woman will work for that wage. So the bitter reality is that your feminist revolution has brought slavery. That's what my daughter is now from Indonesia. She is a slave. She slaves for you. She works for the whole month. She's the first in the morning to wake up. She's the last in the night to sleep. And at the end of the month, she's paid the wage of a dog. But Islam is a religion of justice. And Islam tolerates no oppression. So if you employ someone and you pay them the market wage is the wage of a corrupted market, corrupted by riba. And you think you're going to get away with that. Wait until you have to answer in the grave. The feminist revolution, which has come upon us these last 100 years in the world of Islam, not only shows us witnessing women dressed as men, but more than that, it has brought a sexual revolution with it as well. And that is monstrously calamitous. It's mysterious. Because he said that women would be dressed and yet naked. 100 years ago, did we have shopping malls? 100 years ago, did we have our women in shopping malls half naked and three-quarter naked? Tomorrow they'll be fully naked. But for those who have only peanuts in their head, no problem. Life goes on. But the Quran came, لِقَوْمِ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. The Quran came for the people who think. And the people who will want to ask the question, is this happening by accident? And if not, who is the mastermind? Answer, it is Dajjal. And when you see women dressed and yet naked, you know that these are the last people to come out to Dajjal, the last. So he has already accomplished most of his mission, while the scholars of Islam have been content with drinking teh tarik and eating roti canai. That is Islamic scholarship today. That is the bitter reality of Islamic scholarship today. When last did you hear a khutbah in Salatul Jum'ah devoted to Dajjal? He said that men were dressed like women. Why would a man want to dress like a woman? My answer is, if you have a better answer, do please share it with me. The Russians are going to be very pleased with this subject. Yeah. Why would a man want to dress like a woman? Answer, to attract another man. That's why. And so homosexuality and its anchor, lesbianism, is going to raise its ugly head in Akhirul Zaman. It has already done so. I lived in New York City for 10 years, and on the main thoroughfare of Manhattan, one day of the year is devoted to the Gay and Lesbian Rights Day parade. And any politician who wants to succeed in politics in the United States, you got to be there in that parade. And then I learned a new word when I was in the United States, that those who oppose homosexuality suffer from a disease. It's called homophobia. I never heard about it before. That I am sick, that I suffer from a disease because I oppose homosexuality. Their agenda is to foster homosexuality. The highest achievement now of Western civilization is that a man can marry another man and get a marriage certificate. And so I celebrated when Russia slapped them on their ugly face. I celebrated when Russia slapped them on their ugly face. And the Russians put a ban on homosexuality. Because Russia, they tried to destroy Russia with their Zionist Bolshevik revolution, which we'll come back to, inshallah, in 1917. They tried to destroy Russia with communism and the Soviet Union. They tried to rob Russia of Crimea in 1954 with Nikita Khrushchev handing over Crimea to Ukraine. But they planned their plan, and Allah planned His plans. And the Orthodox Christian Church, or what the Quran refers to as Nasara, has survived. And Russia is returning to Christianity today. The soul of Russia is spiritual. The soul of modern Western civilization is heathen, barbarian. And so, when you see homosexuality and lesbianism coming even into the Muslim world, a masjid in Cape Town, now homosexual. This calamitous and mysterious change that is coming over us has to be understood.